No priority boarding. Carnival Cruise Line sends an email to passengers on one upcoming sailing. It is indeed the sailing that Amanda and I are leaving for tomorrow, flying to Barcelona, Spain, getting on board the Carnival Venezia for a 15-day transatlantic cruise. Much like these big cruises, big events, journey cruises, Carnival Cruise Line shared with Diamond and Platinum guests, you're not going to have your priority boarding perk, and some guests are upset. We will share this news story with you, share the email, and share a workaround that I think would work for many people. Plus, on the show today, we're going to talk about this. Carnival Corporation, Carnival Cruise Line in particular, is king. They have ruled the industry for a long time, but one report now shows that Royal Caribbean International will overtake Carnival Cruise Line to be the biggest cruise line in the world this decade. And we will share this, an incident that happened on board a Royal Caribbean ship. A lifeboat falls into the water yesterday. We'll show you some video from that. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. We hope you're having a great day. We are on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. We are ready. Less than 24 hours now until we are on an airplane headed for Barcelona, Spain. We are getting on board the Carnival Venezia, 15 days. We're taking you with us. Make sure you're subscribed. Ring that bell to receive notifications. We will upload content, cruise news shows like we do daily. We will go live several times on board Carnival's newest ship, right? Coming from the Costa family, the Venezia. We will go live several times. Be sure you're subscribed. Ring the bell so you're notified when we go live and you don't miss that content. The show today starts with this right here. Some passengers are upset. Carnival sent all of us an email last night sharing that there are so many Diamond and Platinum guests on board this sailing that they will not be able to accommodate priority boarding. This is nothing new for big sailings that have a lot of Diamond and Platinum guests. You're talking inaugural cruises, transatlantic cruises, sometimes summer cruises, special cruises where John Hild or other people are on board. When you have this rush of Diamond and Platinum guests, you can't get 1,000 people. You can't get 1,500 people on board and call it priority. So Carnival does what they need to do, and they let us know you're not going to have your priority boarding perk. And that is okay. It is a norm. Some guests on this sailing that we're going on, they were upset to us. They said, have you seen this before? Yes, indeed we have. Take a breath. You're going to get on board. Everything is okay. And we're going to be on the ship for 15 days. So the extra 30 minutes or hour that it takes is okay. Here's the letter that Carnival shared with us. I'll share it with you. Dear Diamond and Platinum guests, as you prepare for your cruise, we have an important update. Due to a high number of Diamond and Platinum guests joining us on this voyage, we will not be able to provide priority embarkation or debarkation, including at any of the ports of call. Additionally, staterooms will be ready after 1:30 p.m. Once on board, feel free to drop off any carry-on luggage in your stateroom before heading to lunch. Of course, they point out this operational change is consistent with other Carnival Journeys cruises where we have a very large number of Diamond and Platinum guests. We apologize for any disappointment and thank you for your understanding. We look forward to welcoming you on board for a fun and memorable cruise, and we are excited for it. There's no reason to be upset at all. What Carnival's going to do is, instead of this priority embarkation process, we all had a check-in time, right? Priority Diamond, you can check in 16 days before. Everyone else is 14 days before your cruise, and they're going by your check-in time. So whatever time you selected, whatever zone you are, that is how they will board the ship. That is perfectly fine. There are several people who did not choose the earliest check-in time, like so many times we tried to do. Instead, they're going to enjoy Barcelona for the day. After all, it's a magical city. It's not a place where a lot of us go all the time. So some people are choosing the 1 o'clock check-in time because they want to spend some time in Barcelona before. That is perfectly fine. One question that I do have, the only thing that kind of made my eyebrows raise up a little bit, staterooms are not ready until 1:30. You know, this ship It's the first sailing for this ship under the Carnival umbrella. Staterooms will be ready, but I know there's going to be craziness, right? And the reason why staterooms aren't ready, because of that craziness around the ships. Crew members will be welcoming people on board. There will be crew members in the lobby holding up signs and making noise. And so they will have some additional duties, right? They'll have some duties and just things that don't go expected to plan that they will need to help with. And so I thought it was very fair that Carnival said you can drop off items, carry on items in your room if you want to, but then your room itself will be ready at 1:30. I think that is more than fair. But let's talk about this. Carnival could change this system a little bit. I don't know how feasible it is, but it's worth throwing out there that on sailings such as this, when there's so many diamond and platinum members on a particular cruise, I don't know what the number is on this one. I would imagine it's over 1,000 combined. Go ahead and cut the platinum members. I'm a platinum card holder. Don't give me the priority boarding. Give the diamond level passengers priority boarding. That's a much smaller group, and they have earned that right. If there's 50 of them, 60 of them, make them have priority. Let them keep the priority. They've been around the longest. They've paid the most money. They've been with you the longest. And so what do you think about that, Islanders? What do you think about in situations such as these that Carnival says, platinum members, we're sorry, we have so many diamonds and a huge group of platinums that we're only going to have priority boarding for diamond members. Do you think that's fair? Do you think it's something that Carnival could move to? Do you think it'd create a bunch of noise and chaos? Do you think platinum members would be upset? Let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. I think it's fair, right? There are a lot of platinums, and all of us are trying to get to diamond level, but those diamonds deserve to hop on first. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Cruise news story number 2 here. Cruise Industry News is reporting that Royal Caribbean International is set to be the biggest brand in cruising this decade. They are to surpass Carnival Cruise Line. Listen to this. Royal Caribbean International will become the largest cruise brand in the world by 2029, this decade. And it will surpass Carnival Cruise Line and well surpass Carnival Cruise Line with almost 1 million more berths than Carnival Cruise Line by 2029. Royal Caribbean will have an annual global capacity, and we'll talk about global capacity here in just a second, of 6.5 million passengers in 2029. They can carry 6.5 million passengers in 2029. Carnival will only be able to carry 5.4. I say only. That's a lot of people. 5.4 million passengers for Carnival Cruise Line. Royal Caribbean by 2029 will have 30 ships in the fleet. Carnival will have 27 ships in the fleet. We all know that Royal Caribbean is continuing to build ships right now. Royal Caribbean Group, Royal Caribbean International, continuing with the Icon class. Carnival Cruise Line has said, hey, we're going to stop. Carnival Corporation, put things on pause just a little bit and not having new ship builds for just a little while. That is part of this determination here and the reality that 30 ships versus 27 ships, almost 1 million more capacity level. I know for some it's hard to believe. You probably say, I see Carnival ships all the time. Of course, a lot of us cruise to the Caribbean, and Carnival dominates the Caribbean. Most of the ships in Carnival's fleet sail to the Caribbean, and so we do see Carnival ships a lot of the time. But we have to remember globally, Royal Caribbean has a much larger global footprint. They have ships that are sailing in different parts of the world that we never see because so many times we're sailing in the Caribbean. Royal Caribbean has many ships on order, of course, and it doesn't stop there. There are different players and disruptors in the industry. Royal Caribbean by 2029, number 1. Carnival, number 2. Number 3, can you guess who it is? Can you guess who's number 3? MSC Cruises, set to be number 3. The largest brand by 2029, Norwegian Cruise Line, number 4. They drop a spot. Princess, 5. Celebrity, 6. AIDA, 7. Costa, 8. TUI, 9. And Holland America at number 10. The top 10 cruise lines there with Royal Caribbean taking number 1. At the end of the day, though, does this even matter? Does it matter to you if you're sailing on what your cruise line says is the number 1 largest cruise brand in the world? Does it matter to you? What matters to investors, right? Money. At the end of the day, money matters to investors. It's not the title at all. They care about the return on their capital. But it's interesting, Royal Caribbean International doing what it takes to be number 1 and carry more guests than anyone else. What is your favorite cruise line? Let us know in the comments section below. And does this title of number one in the industry mean anything to you? Let's talk about this story here, an accident that took place. Something a little bit different here. Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas was at a port of call yesterday in Mexico. They were doing lifeboat testing, as cruise ships often do at ports of call. They were going through different routines when all of a sudden a lifeboat fell from the Navigator of the Seas into the water. There looked like there was some fuel leakage as well in the water. Royal Caribbean and their safety team did what they could to clean up there. The lifeboat actually fell and was upside down in the water for a long time. There's video here I'll share with you from Steve Brio. He posted this to Twitter that shows this lifeboat. The code Oscar was shared over the speaker. We're not sure if this was because of this incident alone or overall testing. Oscar, meaning an overboard situation here. We have to assume that this is part of the incident. But look at that video there from Steve. There is good news in this, though. There is good news. First off, the good news is no one, crew or passenger, was in the lifeboat itself. Could you imagine falling from the Navigator of the Seas, being upside down? Okay, no one was in the lifeboat. That's number one. Number two, cruise lines say that these lifeboats are unsinkable, don't they? We've heard that term before, right? Cruise lines do say these things are unsinkable. And with the lifeboat being upside down in a condition, of course, that it's not made to be in, maybe they really are unsinkable. Maybe that is some good news. There were no injuries because of the fall, even the initial fall from the cruise ship. But the lifeboat itself was damaged. You can see that in the video. More good news. The itinerary for the Navigator of the Seas was not impacted. There was no long extra stay. The Navigator of the Seas left on time, which was great news. And last thing, some people pointed this out. Do we have to cancel the cruise? There's a lifeboat missing. There's not enough lifeboats for everyone else. There is indeed enough lifeboats, as cruise lines carry more than enough capacity to carry all passengers off of the ship in the case of an emergency. So that's okay. Lifeboat fell, it's damaged, it's not going to be used again, but there's still enough room for passengers to get on board just in case something happens. Something a little bit different that we don't see every day. Thank you, Steve, for capturing that video and sharing it on Twitter. Now, let me ask you this before we leave the show today. We are headed, of course, to Spain. Christine Duffy will be on board May the 29th. John Hild will be on board May the 29th. And Emerald as well will be on board. We're going to have some opportunities to talk to them, to do some quick fire, rapid interview questions. Some of them will be cruise related, but some of them will not be. I want to ask John Hild, what is your favorite candy bar? I want to ask, what is your favorite song of all time? I want to ask, what is your nighttime routine? How do you find peace and create space in your head, some quiet time where you can go to bed? And I want to get some questions from you. So think about some just fun, off the wall. They can be or don't have to be cruise related questions. That's a fire interview, back and forth. Question, quick answer. Question, quick answer. Let me know those questions in the comment section below. I'll do my best to capture those, to add those to the list, and ask some of those big wigs and beards that we're going to see on our cruise next week. We cannot wait to share everything with you. We're going to keep you up to date with our travels and our journey. We appreciate your support so much. Islanders, we can't wait to see your comments, of course, in the comment section below. Be sure you're following us on Facebook. There's content there that is not on Facebook, and there are so many people who help each other, who share their experiences. It's awesome to wake up every day and see you guys cruising over on Facebook. We appreciate that. Please like the video if you have not. We hope you enjoyed the content today. We'll see you on our Facebook page in the comment section below and tomorrow right here on Island Time.